Good day, friends. Good morning and good evening to some of you. Thank you for joining us for this pre-full moon meditation in the healing garden in Scorpio. Let's continue to build our healing garden as a group at some point within the 12 hours prior to each full moon, meeting DK there as he instructed us. And let's turn our garden into a shrine of consecration, intending to offer our garden as a chalice for the love of hierarchy to be poured in selfless service to humanity. Let's gather in our garden. But before we do so, let's align with our own soul. Raise your consciousness into the head, as high in the head as you can. Now carry that consciousness upward through the astral body. See it still, calm, and limpid. Then to the mental body, and see it also still, one-pointed and at the right point of tension. Then visualize a lotus, fully open, scintillating with light, as a symbol of your soul body. And now place yourself at the center of your lotus, realizing that you, the personality, and you, the soul, are one. And from that point, definitely and consciously, assume the attitude of the observer, the soul, detached and objective. Observe your personality below and visualize your etheric body and see energy flowing freely up and down the etheric spine. Now consciously throw soul energy down into the center at the base of the spine. You may use indigo blue light if you don't know the color of your soul ray. And now raise it slowly via the 5 centers up the etheric spine, then to the ajna, then to the crown and into the soul body, vivifying the Sutratma and linking the personality and soul into one blended unit. Say the soul mantra, knowing who you really are. I am the soul. I am light divine. I am will. I am love. I am fixed design. And let us sound one Om as if you were the soul in full expression, as if we were in the presence of Master DK. Oh. Let's gather in our garden. At the entrance to our garden, we stroll through arches of climbing roses, clusters of flowers in abundance overhead, and choose the colors you like. And let the roses gently caress your face as you walk through the archway, and breathe in the delicate aroma of the cascading colorful roses percolating through the air. Small, lovingly trimmed emerald green bushes line the stony pathway, and hear the crunch of the little stones under our feet. Along an embankment, at the end of the archway, there are rows and rows of flowers, flowers of different hues and harmonizing tones of red, yellow, pink, white, cream, and magenta. And as we create these rows, we include our own favorite flowers. The blooms shed fresh petals on the path, creating a soft carpet for us to walk on, cool under our feet, releasing their individual fragrances as we step on them. On the opposite side of the embankment, we see right in the middle of our space of harmony, a lighthouse, standing tall and strong, shining lights in all directions as a symbol of our united group soul. As we assemble there quietly, we hear a choir of birds fill the space with their clear and melodious notes, welcoming us to this unique space. A chorus of angelic voices sing a soft tune, accompanied by the sound of harps, divas gently strumming the chords. Sitting still around the lighthouse, we feel the gentle warmth of the rays of the sun. Feel it on your face. Feel the warmth on your chest, on your back, and your whole body as the sun warms us up from the inside and out. In the background, the breeze softly swishing through the tall eucalyptus trees chants a melodic lullaby. Now it is fitting to have the eucalyptus trees in our garden, as DK tells us that the eucalyptus trees are the most advanced in the vegetable kingdom. These majestic trees cast their protective shadows on the grass as sunlight peeps through this peaceful garden. Around the lighthouse, we see a large quiet pool of crystal clear blue waters. Flowing from the pool, we see rivulets as we hear the gentle trickle of water. We also see 3 wider streams of golden water flowing steadily. Across them are curved wooden bridges. In one area of the pool, float lotuses of all colors, in all stages of bloom. Some are in full bloom, revealing their gorgeous jewel, while others are just budding and barely showing their true color, all reflecting their light in the healing waters. Just beyond the pool, a hidden path leads us to a serene corner. A few chairs or a bench and a small fountain containing supercharged, vitalizing water, perfumed by a single floating lotus, create the perfect spot for an informal sharing of one's difficulties or words of wisdom or healing. So inhale the perfume of the flowers, imbuing the air. Everything in this garden quivers with livingness. And if you have a special person in need of healing, please bring him or her in that space. In the distance, we hear a soothing sound of water, and we follow it. We come to a tranquil pool where cascading water gently hugs rocks as it joyfully spills into the blue pool below, while bubbles of spray ricochet spiritedly in the air. Lush ferns alongside the rocks, draping in the water, enhance the serenity of the place, while the fiery brilliance of the orange and red leaves of surrounding trees brings warmth and invigorating energy to the area. In our mind's eye, we follow a pathway which leads us to flower beds. They are a riot of spring color, reds and creams and yellows and pinks of such vibrancy, winding their way like a gentle, living stream among the trees. A row of violet flowers follows the path of the flowers as they release their subtle perfume. Butterflies flutter through the air with their iridescent wings, attracted by the silent serenade of the blooms. They are like the flowers of the air. Their delicate and fragile wings are like floating petals, catching the light and twinkling like diamonds in the air. While buzzing bees surf the open spaces from flower to flower, seeking pollen, which looks like scintillating, bright golden pixie dust. Nearby, the soft and gentle babble of the sound of the fountains reaches our ears. Lush green grass lines a gentle stream, like a soft velvety carpet, so cool to the touch. The air is full of the sweet fragrance of the flowers in full bloom, adorning the fringes of the streams in this tranquil garden, quivering with life. This garden that we've just created is our garden, our group garden. But let's take a moment to add a little corner which has our individual touch. Add the colors, the unique features and flora of your own country that you'd like to blossom in our tranquil space. Let's now invite the presence and cooperation of the healing devas working under the Christ, and visualize them in our garden, enlivening it with their magnetism. Sitting quiescent, our hearts beating as one, let's link up with each other as we say the healer's mantra aloud together. With purity of motive, inspired by a loving heart, we offer ourselves for this work of healing. This offer we make as a group and to the ones we seek to heal. You can name a few people aloud. But also, we will make an offer to the ones we seek to heal, that is, our fellow man. As we close our outer eyes, we open our inner eyes, endeavoring to hold our mind unwaveringly in the group light. We know that Master DK too stands steady, pouring out upon us his love and strength, and endeavoring to lift us up in a higher state of consciousness. We are now receptive to Master DK's radiant energy. The light of the lighthouse begins to shine brighter and brighter, intensifying gradually. Soon this light begins to take shape, and a definite figure appears. And in our creative imagination, it is that of Master DK. So from the top of the lighthouse, visualize calm waves of golden light poured by DK, streaming through our group, irradiating the garden around us, imbuing it with the strength and courage of Scorpio. Feel the power and intensity of Scorpio descend and immerse the space and our group. And let's listen intuitively with our heart to Master DK's teachings. Scorpio, at this particular stage of human evolution, governs the path of discipleship. It is the great constellation which influences the turning point both in the life of humanity and the life of the individual human being. For the first time in the history of both mankind and disciples, the energy of Sirius pouring through the 7 groups which form our planetary hierarchy evokes a response. Scorpio is under the influence or the inflowing energy of Sirius, the brilliant star of sensitivity. This is the great star of initiation, because our hierarchy, an expression of the second aspect of divinity, is under the supervision or spiritual magnetic control of the hierarchy of Sirius. Scorpio and the inflowing energy of Sirius are the major controlling influences whereby the cosmic Christ works upon the Christ principle, that is Buddhi, in the solar system, in the planet, in man, and in the lower forms of life expression. Today in our garden, fortified by the presence of Master DK and the Healing Ashram, our hearts beating as one with the whole hierarchy, as DK directs the dispelling radiance of Ray 4 of harmony through conflict, the will to good from Scorpio. We feel the persistence and the will, like tempered steel, of the second ray of love from Sirius. A love which can dismiss fear as to our capacity to weather any trial and struggle, and to win through. So then let's voice as one the following mantra. We are messengers of light. We are pilgrims on the way of love. We do not walk alone, but know ourselves as one with all great souls and one with them in service. Their strength is ours. Our strength is theirs, and this we freely give. A soul we walk on earth. We represent the one. In Scorpio, the disciple undergoes those tests which will enable him to take the second initiation and demonstrate that the desire nature is subdued and conquered, and that the lower nature is, by being lifted up in the air, that is, into heaven, capable of reaching the goal for this world period. This is beautifully expressed for us in the legend of Hercules, the sun god, who overcomes the 9-headed Hydra, or serpent of desire, by being forced to his knees and from that position of humility lifts up the serpent into the air, and then deliverance comes. Two stages for probationary disciples and ordinary humanity. In Scorpio, the mind is released into full governing activity, and this release takes place in two stages. Stage 1, wherein the intellect becomes dominant and powerful and controls eventually the emotional nature, where the personality struggles to release itself from the grip of lower desire. The power of the trained reasoning and rationalizing mind is called into activity by the soul. Second stage, wherein the intellect is illumined by the light of the soul, when the personality struggles to release itself from surrounding world glamour, which is revealed when soul light is thrown into it via the reflecting and illumined mind. The illumination of the soul must pour into the mind and is then reflected like a searchlight onto the astral plane. The keynotes of this sign are therefore test, trial, and triumph. The tests of Scorpio are necessarily three in nature, as they concern intimately the readiness of the threefold personality. 1, to reorient itself to the life of the soul, and later to evidence readiness for initiation. And 3, to demonstrate sensitivity to the plan, thus becoming the one-pointed disciple in Sagittarius. The three major tests are again divided into 3 stages, and upon the path of discipleship, the man may find himself passing into this sign for testing and experience 9 times. Thus, the 3 great tests in Scorpio are in reality 9 tests, and hence the 9-headed hydra or serpent, which is ever associated with Scorpio. Three of the heads of the hydra represent the tests of appetite, physical desires inherent in our animal nature. 1, sex, 2, physical comfort, and 3, money. as concretized energy. The second test of desire. There are, secondly, the tests connected with desire and the astral plane, and these are subtler in nature. They are not inherent in the animal nature, but are imposed by the desire nature and are again three in number: fear, hatred, ambition, or desire for power. And the third test of the lower critical mind, the first one is pride, which is intellectual satisfaction, making the mind the barrier to soul control. Second, separativeness, which is the isolated attitude and which makes the mind the barrier to right group relations. 3, cruelty, which is satisfaction with personality methods and which makes the mind the instrument of the sense of then, eventually, a life wherein the highly developed and powerful personality becomes in itself the dweller on the threshold. Then the angel of the presence and the dweller stand face to face. The fight is on. In the polar opposite of Taurus, Scorpio, the personality is humbled and brought to grips with the soul. In that sign, the personality is occultly killed and then resurrected into air and light in order to become, from that moment, the servant of the soul. In Scorpio, there is the death of the personality with its longings, desires, ambitions, and pride, brought about by Pluto, governing the 8th house, the house of death, of dissolution, of detachment, and ruling Scorpio, the sign of testing and of discipleship. Let's pause for a moment and allow an image of a glamour or a wrong mental attitude or astral, either from any of the 9 tests or one that we are still battling with, to emerge from within. And let's picture Hercules on his knees, lifting the Hydra away from the earth into the air above and to the light. Let his strength and courage be our source of spiritual inspiration. Let's feel as if we had Hercules' strength and courage. Let's picture ourselves on our knees, lifting up the glamour into the purifying and illuminating light of the one soul. Feel the power and potency of Pluto, co-ruler of Scorpio, agent of the soul, pour through the group, severing the life of these unconquered aspects of our personalities. See the glamour gradually disintegrating and dissipating like the morning mist is burnt off by the rays of the rising sun. When these faults are realized and are overcome, the result is twofold: the establishing of right relations with the soul and also with the environment. These two results are the goal of all tests in Scorpio. Warrior I am, and from the battle I emerge triumphant. This is the keynote of Scorpio for the disciple, and its triumph. Scorpio brings about eventually the death of the personality. It is stated in some of the most ancient books that the heat of the earth, the mother, and the sting of the scorpion are the beneficent gifts which the turning of the wheel gives to the man at the beginning and the end. These gifts bring a man to liberation and eventually from the control and pain of the fixed cross. the energies of the pairs of opposites, Scorpio and Taurus, must blend and harmonize. So may desire in Taurus become spiritual aspiration in Scorpio, and the darkness of the experience in Scorpio become illumination in Taurus. Where the pairs of opposites are concerned, they gain and profit from each other, for there is a direct line of force and of contact between the two. So let's visualize our lighthouse standing strong and detached in the middle of our garden, symbol of our united group soul, with Master DK at the summit, glowing as a center of soul power and strength, bestowing Syrian Buddhic force. Let's see the light of Mercury, Scorpio's hierarchical ruler, illumine the heart within every blade of grass, every flower, every lotus, every tree, every molecule of water, and every molecule of air of our garden. The Syrian cosmic love is right at the center, at the core of every atom. And now that we have imbued our garden with Scorpio's qualities of soul strength, power, and victory, as well as the love and the life-giving energy of the Sun Sirius under Master DK's direction, let's distribute as a united group soul these energies freely and selflessly to humanity. By visualizing the flow of unconditional love and will to good emanating from the triangle, the avatar of synthesis, the spirit of peace, and the Lord Buddha, powering the Christ at the center. And let's superimpose this radiating triangle on another triangle consisting of the Christ, Master DK, and our soul group. Visualize these two triangles fusing and blending to become one triangle. And now let's superimpose these blended triangles on our group chakric triangle as we vitalize it. It's made up of our group crown chakra, our group ajna, and our group alta major. Again, fusing and blending all these triangles to form one radiating triangle. And now let's direct the dispelling radiance via our group Ajna, right eye, left eye, triangle. And let's place the blended triangle, impressing it over the 3 planetary centers triangle: London, Geneva, and New York. And see that radiating light permeating the whole world from these 3 points. Touching every heart, in the energy of Scorpio, transforming the hearts of our fellow human beings. Bringing goodwill, harmony, peace, and right human relations. And let us sound one Om, carrying the Syrian fiery love or will to good from Scorpio to hierarchy, and then to our fellow men as we direct it via these 3 planetary centers, then to the hearts of our fellow human beings. Om, and let us say in a low voice, saying it slowly and deliberately as we believe in the results. May the love of the one soul focused in this group radiate upon you, our fellow men, and permeate every part of your body, healing, soothing, strengthening, and dissipating all that hinders service and good health. And may victory prevail in those who battle the pairs of opposites, and be the reward for all who are touched by our garden. May they become the servant of their soul. And now, just like Christ does daily, standing under his great pine tree in his garden at sunset, with his hands uplifted in blessing over all those who truly and earnestly seek to aspire, let's picture a great pine tree in our garden. And let's gather around the Christ, Master DK, and the healing ashram under this pine tree, saying the great invocation together. And let's intone the other two powerful invocations as we say them with intensity of feeling, as we grasp their significance and believe that they embody the will of the Logos. Let the forces of illumination, let the forces of light bring illumination to mankind. Let the spirit of peace be spread abroad. May men of goodwill everywhere meet in a spirit of cooperation. May forgiveness on the part of all men be the keynote at this time. Let power attend the efforts of the great ones, and so let it be, and help us to do our part. Let the Lords of Liberation issue forth. Let them bring succor to the sons of men. Let the rider from the secret place come forth, and coming save. Come forth, O Mighty One. Let the souls of men awaken to the light. May they stand with massed intent. Let the fiat of the Lord go forth. The end of woe has come. Come forth, O Mighty One. The hour of service of the saving force has now arrived. Let it be spread abroad, O Mighty One. Let light and love and power and death fulfill the purpose of the coming one. The will to save is here. The love to carry forth the work is widely spread abroad. The active aid of all who know the truth is also here. Come forth, O Mighty One, and blend these three. Construct a great defending wall. The rule of evil now must end. And let's conclude with the third invocation. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. And let's sound a blue om as we visualize light pouring down on earth. Oh. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. And let's see a stream of light pouring down on earth as we sound a second om. Oh. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. Let's see a stream of golden light of Buddhi and will to good pour down on earth as we sound a blue om. Oh. From the center, which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Oh. And now raise your clasp hands above the head and say, and so let it be, and help us to do our part. Bring them down to your forehead and let them rest on your heart. May the blessing of the Christ and of hierarchy rest upon all true servers, and may this stand tranquil in the midst of strife. And may the light of the garden of our souls be on the inner plane what the sun is to the gardens of the world, a place of soul strength, of soul power and triumph, thus bringing healing and wholeness to many. And let us close with a minute of dynamic quiet. Friends, thank you for joining us in this initiative. And let's be ready for tomorrow, the full moon in Scorpio at 21:28. And friends, seeing that we have a daily triangle of synthesis meditation, so tomorrow morning, or my tomorrow morning in Melbourne at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock GMT for you on Friday, we'll be meditating together so that by the time the full moon arrives at 7:30 or 8 or whatever the time is, 21:28, the time of the full moon, then we will be together with the whole hierarchy, invoking great spiritual beings and the power of Sirius pouring through Scorpio. So we'll see you at meditation at the full moon. Thank you, friends.